There's Chabot up there.
All right, folks, we're live here, PTV. We've got a big one, non-conference today. The Kimberly Papermakers, yes, the defending state champions who knocked our Pirates out last year in a all-timer sectional final, are back in town in what sets up to be a little bit of a revenge game for our Pirates. I'm Kurt Spitzner, joined today by friend and colleague special guest announcer John Stocks from Germantown Youth Basketball. But more importantly, John has coached a good number of our Pewaukee Pirates. I would have to count all of them out there through the eight of the Pewaukee Pirates have played for John in some way, shape, or form in their AAU adventures. Thanks for jumping on, John, last minute.
Thanks for having me. I wasn't going to miss this one. This is a marquee game, and excited to see how this unfolds and part of the journey.
Yeah, anytime you see a gym that looks like this on a Saturday afternoon during winter break still here in Pewaukee, you know you have some top-level talent in town. And Kimberly off to a good start this year, did graduate some key players from that title team, but has a lot coming back, notably a couple of juniors in the lineup, Ava Van Vondren and Hallie Doulis. You may remember Van Vondren's name. She was the one that knocked down that absolute dagger to send the game into overtime, coming in at 6'1". She is a highly sought after, one of the top prospects in that junior class, as is Hallie Doulis. I think, John, you said both offered Marquette already, so some high D1 kids on this Papermaker squad. So as much as they graduated, McGinnis and Krieger, two key seniors, this is a Kimberly team that has their sights set on a trip back up to the Resch Center as well. Yeah,
they've got, obviously, behind the two highly rated juniors, and by the way, they're great players if you haven't seen them play. High talent, high IQ, play the game the right way, make the extra pass, but also when you need a bucket, either one of them can get you a bucket. But they've got other players like Emily Urban. She's going to be she's a D1 soccer commit at UWM or Milwaukee these days, and she's always been. I just remember playing her when she was young, and when kids were growing up. I mean, a high energy player, really can stick on the ball, good guard play. And then Claudia, who's going to be going over to Stevens Point next year, continue her playing career. Always been a fan of her game as well. And then obviously we all know about the Pewaukee girls, right? Excited to see how the styles clash here today. How Coach Reuter is going to sit there and say, hey, how are we going to match up against that height? Is Kimberly going to come out in that zone, or are they going to be more man-to-man? It's going to be interesting to see how this goes. Yeah,
this has been a fun one. The past couple years, we've faced off with Kimberly in non-conference play, and then back in that sectional last year. Got to see them twice last year. So as much as we got a little distance, this has become somewhat of a rivalry in girls hoops. We'll be right back to it in a minute. We're going to give it to Craig Copleen, the overhead broadcaster here at Pewaukee in the gym for our national anthem, and John and I will be right back with Pewaukee basketball. right, starting lineup here. Time for this showdown between the Paper Makers and the Pirates. Pirates coming in off of a big victory against Homestead, 79-19. That one was never in doubt. Running clock for most of the second half. We talked about at the outset of that one, John, maybe a trap game. That was not the case. There was no trapping involved in that particular game. Pirates came out to a very, very early lead. I think it was 17-0 to start the game, and never in doubt.
Yeah, and Homestead's one of those programs that's in transition. Obviously, they lost 7 girls last year, 8 girls I think that are playing at the next level. But obviously Pewaukee's in the mode to get right here, right?
Yeah, it was one of those games that looked a lot different last year than it did this year, but good all the same to see our girls put the hammer down early, especially with this one on the horizon. But this was one of the games that as these girls moved in to the to the 2026 season, they had this one circled. This was the team that knocked them out, took away a trip to state, and ultimately really blew the doors off the D1 bracket and ran through that state tournament up there. These girls want this one today, not just for themselves, but for that 25 class that they played with for so many years.
And as you guys know, Kurt, like you guys have been here, you won state in the past. You got to have some balls that bounce your way, and that was one of those games where, as an outsider that had no dog in the fight, you were like, wow. And the game before that, when Kimberly beat Hartford, and
yeah, you're right.
I mean, so much has to go on your side to get to state, and that's why it's so difficult. And that's a testament to Coach Reuter and this Pewaukee program that's had the consistency to always have you guys in this spot. It's talent, yes, but it's a culture. It's a consistency that where kids want to put the work in extra hours after practice and during the summer, and obviously that's what this Pewaukee team does.
With that, we are ready for basketball. Opening tip is controlled by Urban and the Paper Makers. She'll go to work against Kylie Pieper. Backcourt mate Kennedy Eben in that starting lineup. They'll work underneath, and that
good
is
play, good shot right there.
Van Vondren puts the Paper Makers on the board first. A nice little post move.
We got Urban guarding Pieper.
Giselle Janowski had a look at 3, but thought better of it. Out to Maggie Ratellis, and Maggie's 3 is off back rim.
Oh, look at ball.
That's Maddie Chabot had it for a second, but
I like seeing Maggie being aggressive early.
yeah, Maggie off to a good start this year. Her 3 has been falling, so that's a good-looking shot.
It's a good matchup with Maggie right there.
Comes Claudia Asman, another senior.
Yep.
And
Tough
that's
shot.
back underneath. Emily Urban for 2, so 4-0 quickly for the Paper Makers, and they're out to a early lead. Screen and roll. Janowski will take that one off back iron. Has her own rebound, and she is fouled. She'll get to the free throw line and shoot a couple. Like the aggressiveness from Giselle on that one to not settle. And you get to the rim, don't get the first one, but right back on the pogo stick, she'll earn herself a couple from the charity stripe.
What I saw right there is that pick and roll game can work between G and Bo. So it'll be interesting to see if they continue to do that.
And second free throw is up and good. And it is a 4-2 lead here in the early going. Pirates picking up with that full court pressure. Paper Makers quickly back down. Asman's 3 comes off.
Yep.
But that one is controlled momentarily by Van Vondren, but Giselle Janowski was able to knock it off of Van Vondren. The ball go right back to the Pirates. Kylie Pieper, top of the key. Working dribble handoffs with
Kimberly's length is impressive. Oh.
Back over to Johnson, looking to get it into Chabot, but a good battle down there with Asman. Johnson on the drive, and the right hand is up and good. Tough shot, John.
Yeah, that's what she does. I mean, she's a difference maker.
4-4 Johnson's finish in the lane ties things up.
The game is slowed down for Vanessa, where she can impact the game in right there. I mean, her ball pressure, she's not fouling. There goes Giselle.
And Janowski out of there with it, and she is good on the other end and gives the Pirates their first lead of the night.
And there's Pieper, Vanessa.
Back up top to Eben. Eben will take a three off the mark, and Janowski fighting for it down, and that one will be tied up. And possession arrow should go to the Pirates. You can see the defense extending a little more, John, these last couple times down, getting a bit more aggressive, which has become a calling card of this iteration of this Pirates team early in the 25-26 season. That ball pressure and causing turnovers. And speak of the devil, back the other way, Eben with the turnover. And she's up. Okay,
there's the growth of Vanessa right there. In years past, she would have fouled on that play. Instead, she just walled up, got the ball back on the rebound. You know, live to play another day.
Right back at it. Johnson, a lot of contact, no call. And here comes Van Vonderen the other end. Good ball movement. Finds its way to Asman in the corner, and her three is good. And she puts the Papermakers back ahead, 7-6. Quickly, though, Janowski back down the other end. Gets right to the rim. And picks up a foul on Urban. Giselle will go back to the line to shoot a couple. Another one up and good for Giselle. She's 3 for 3 from the foul line in the early going. Again, Giselle finished that year last year with a knee injury and was unable to participate in that sectional final. So, you know, she wants this one.
Right.
That's one that probably was very hard to not be on the floor for that. And
good close up by Maggie.
Good hustle on the back end from Vanessa.
That's the difference right there between being a good team and a great team. When you have buy-in in the details, Maggie Urtelis, great athlete, got to coach her. I mean, what I love seeing about her is her speed and her length, and she's just very committed to the defensive side of the ball. Look at that switch. She can guard anyone on the floor.
Dulis working against Johnson. That one
great
well
box out by Maggie.
Maggie rides her off, and she's out of there with it.
Brings the ball up.
Chabot in the corner. Back to Johnson. Johnson caught with it, but able to pitch it over to Janowski. Janowski's three is off. And Van Vonderen clears for the Papermakers, but she took an extra step there.
I think both teams are trying to fill each other out right now, and it's been a good start to the game here.
Papermakers will go to the bench for the first time. Is Kendall Brocktrup, 5'11" junior in the lineup. She replaces Van Vonderen.
I'm going to get Bo Velcro shoes when she goes to college.
I think she could pull that off.
Yeah.
Into Janowski. Hand off over there to Kylie Pieper. Pirates clinging to a 1-point lead. A lot of attention down there.
It's her three bodies at G right there.
Brocktrup out of there with it for Kimberly. Working down low. Trying to work it into Dulis. Dulis back in the lane. Shifty move, but that one comes off, and Kylie Pieper's out of there with it for Pewaukee.
And you can see Urban's soccer skills right there, the way she can move her feet, and it's impressive.
Speaking of soccer players, there's a pretty good one right there. Vanessa Johnson, part of the state runner-up soccer Pewaukee Pirates team. They're looking ahead to the season too, but Vanessa's two gives the Pirates a 10-7 lead here in the early going.
Yeah, that weekend was an incredible weekend with Vanessa playing in the skate tournament and then showing up to play for us at AAU. I mean, the girl's incredible.
She's a gamer, isn't she, John?
She really
is a gamer.
One of my favorite kids. Florida Southern commit. Excited to see where she's going to go. Had a huge summer.
Yeah, so I'll talk about it, John, because you were part of that coaching staff and that team with your daughter, Maddie, and a couple of these
Good
Pirates.
double team right there.
Yeah, and that'll be cause a quick timeout. But Maddie and Vanessa, my daughter Aubrey on that team, but unable to play with the injury, was able to come home with a select 40 championship for these girls, and Vanessa was a big part of that, wasn't she, John?
Chabot was too. Pieper played with us too. Yeah, Vanessa. Vanessa allowed us to coach her hard, and obviously she missed the year before because of the ACL injury, and it was never a question if Vanessa could play at the next level. It's whether or not Vanessa wanted to play at the next level, and she put the work in, she put the commitment in, she was in the gym, and the thing is, what I loved about Vanessa is she was accountable. She was, and the growth that she showed on and off the court. She's going to do great things. Florida Southern's getting a good one. I'd even tell you that she was under recruited. I think a lot of state schools could definitely use a girl like her.
Yeah, Vanessa off to a really nice start this season, and it's been on this end of the floor. She is a game wrecker defensively and coming up with steals. I think 7 steals the other night against Homestead in fairly short duty, but a kid who commits to it both sides of the court.
We got Peace in the game. Peace Petzold, freshman, 2029.
Yeah, couple of you're going to get Chabot on a quick foul down here. That was Libby Buckinger out there for Kimberly. She'll go to the free throw line. Yeah, the Pirates to the bench. Kendall Pieper out there as well with Peace Petzold that you mentioned, John.
Yep. Peace is a 2029. Obviously, when she's playing on a program like Pewaukee, she's got to find a role, find a niche. But she's a top 2, top 3 player in the 2029 class.
And another kid who puts in the work, has the right attitude, and just not afraid to do whatever is asked of her. And I've been really impressed with that with Peace in the early going.
Oh, good move by Vanessa.
Johnson knifing through the lane.
That's what she does.
Finishing for 2 at the rim. That's 12-8. Pirates are out to a
The thing about
advantage.
Vanessa is she can get through that first contact. Then she has the ability to contort her body to get through angles that just other kids can't.
And that's going to be Van Vondren again. Getting to Chabot. They get Chabot with the... they're going to put that one on Petzold. They were both there. It sounds like foul on Petzold.
And Peace just was a little bit over the top there. She goes straight up. Probably not a foul. But as we know, being a freshman, you're kind of marked by the officials until you show that you can play.
Ratellis will check back in for Chabot. And the second free throw is good. I'll bring it back to a 3-point lead here for the Pirates.
So it appears Kimberly just switching everything down low.
And they're going to get a reach-in foul. I think they're going to get Urban on that one. And that was the call.
That's her second, I believe, right?
Yeah, Urban caught with the hand in the cookie jar. She'll come out in favor of Kennedy Eben. And Pieper will trigger it in from the baseline. Johnson finds Ratellis underneath.
That's her second.
And that will be a foul on Van Vondren. Van Vondren, as John said, picking up her second foul.
That was a great cut by Maggie. Coming off the screen, rolling down. Good find by Vanessa.
And a good job of just getting that ball up on the rim and forced the defender to do something. In that case, she got her arm on her and sent her to the free throw line. Maggie cashes in on the first free throw.
Maggie, a big track athlete.
Yeah, part of some real incredible relays.
Relay teams, yeah.
Be back out there again this spring.
Incredible.
Pirates still working that pressure.
Yeah, they go trap.
And that looked like
look at
Buckinger in the corner.
right there in the corner. That makes it so hard.
They're gonna get a bump. That was right there, and they're gonna get Kylie Pieper on the bump.
Now the thing about Peace, what people don't understand is that with her size, she's got incredible footwork. She can really move. She's a highly skilled player. She is going to be an absolute monster when it's her time. And then we haven't talked about the other freshman, Kylie Grass. Some compare her obviously to Vanessa based on her good defense by Pieper. Look how Peace just walls up right there and just takes away shots.
One's off the rim. Kendall Pieper out of there with it. And Kendall out ahead to Vanessa. Over to Petzold. And back up top to Kylie Pieper.
Good slip by Kendall there.
Fine
Peace for
Petzold.
three.
She'll try a three. That's
Love
off
it.
rim, but
Kendall.
good back tap right to herself by Kendall Pieper. She keeps it alive on a reload for Pewaukee.
High pick and roll at Peace.
Johnson caught with it, but finds it back to Kylie Pieper, back up top to Rotellus.
I know this is a conversation for another day, but this is where I'd love to see a shot clock in a game like this.
Oh, we've seen our share. That one deflected, but back to Johnson, and Johnson makes her way to the rim, and she will be rewarded with a couple of shots from the free throw line.
That's an area Vanessa's improved a great deal as her free throw shot. They're kind of all in on the floor.
Yeah, they're going to leave that one on the floor, but good job attacking nonetheless.
Yeah. Giselle back in the game. Immediately going to attack mode.
Finds Pieper, top of the key. Three is up and good.
Kylie.
Excellent recognition by Giselle. And Pirates have found themselves an 8-point lead.
I mean, great defense by Maggie. Look at Peace getting the board. Push up to Giselle. Hit another one, Kylie.
Pirates patiently bring it back.
I know. Obviously, she's going to Wisconsin, and it's a high-profile program in the state here. But you and I, we've been big supporters and champions of Giselle. I would look. What, she had 1,500 points?
We're getting there.
Yeah,
we're getting there. Maybe I would have to look back at that. The 1,000 came right before that unfortunate injury last year, so she didn't miss a huge chunk of that junior season. But
she has a chance at the school record, correct?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
The work Giselle put in this summer. I was in the gym with her a lot. Obviously Brian works with her. Just the details. She perfected that three-point shot. It was always good beforehand, but now, she's going to be ready for the next level. And obviously her defense is where, she can shut anybody out.
This side of the court, when she is right, she's just an eraser. And we've seen her erase kids at every level of basketball, all the way to top-level national tournaments. And they're going to get travel down here.
Again, that's Maggie, right? We've joked about this for the year over the years. I'm like Maggie Rotellus, senior year, she's obviously got a big impact this year, but for the last 2 years, how she's starting on 80% of the programs in the state.
Yeah, outstanding.
The last 2 years, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, elevator.
Yeah, elevator screen for Janowski. That comes off, but Chabot's in there.
That's what she does.
Fighting for the rebound, and that will be a tie-up. Chabot back in, and Aubrey Spitzner back in.
Oh, there's Aubs. Obviously,
Pewaukee.
Aubrey's another one. Puts the work in. Playing at Grinnell next year. We didn't get a chance to coach her the last season, but I'm telling you, Kurt, obviously, she's your daughter, but she didn't have to be in the gym with us at all, and she was there every practice, working on her shot, just doing what she wanted to be around the gym. She's a gym rat, and she deserves everything she's getting, and I'm excited to see where she goes after this. But at the end of the day, she's going to be instrumental in your state run. She's the enforcer, if you haven't seen her play, and when she gets back to 100%. She's a 5 that can stretch the floor. She's going to run. She's going to make bigs run with her, and she can get you 6 to 8 points just on transition alone when you guys are up and running. So excited to see how she does here. And she's not one to shy away from contact.
There's no doubt there. So back at it, forced another turnover. Spitzner spins it back to Johnson. Try that elevator again to Janowski, and she's working downhill.
Aubrey's going to be open. They swing it.
Good ball movement and patience here. Johnson underneath,
Unreal.
Up off the glass, and that finish and her control, footwork and playing off of 2 feet, that is something that she's grown into really, really nicely, John. And that was a
And
finish.
What makes this team special right there, right? You got 5 20-26. Oh, you got 4 20-26s and a 20-27 out there. They knew Urban's got 2 fouls, and they got her in the action. They had Vanessa go at her. That's what winning teams do.
Papermakers stifled here. That's Veda Susik, sophomore out there as well.
Well, good move.
And
Claudia,
Assman,
that was a good move.
nice up and under. And she brings the Papermakers to within 8. Johnson back ahead with it for
Vanessa
Pewaukee.
knows. Yep, right the bow.
And
That's
inside
a
to
bucket.
Chabot to
That's
the
a bucket.
left-handed hook.
That's a bucket
That
all
is
day.
just one of those things that it's gotten to be as automatic can be, and the Pirate lead has ballooned to 10. And they're going to get a reach there.
Yep. But that just shows, again, we've talked about the growth of Vanessa, to recognize that she's got a guard that's got 2 fouls on her. You have a post and Chabot. That she can go down low, do the high pick and roll game. You get the switch on Emily, and she can't foul Bo. That's a bucket every time.
Van Vondren's first one comes off.
And Chabot's going to be going to Wash U to continue her basketball career. And, she had a lot of interest from D2, D1 schools. She had a heck of a summer. Her and Vanessa carried us in that Final Four. Unreal.
Yeah, off to a great start this year, 14 a game for Chabot, and leading the charge on a lot of nights for this Pirates squad.
Kimberly just had to make some switches here because Giselle for 3.
That 3 comes off. Good battle underneath, and Johnson able to keep it alive for Chabot. Work its way back into Janowski. Janowski at the rim, and she's up.
Great drive.
And
are they going to count it?
Waiting to see if this basket's going to count.
Not counting on the floor.
No,
they're in the bonus.
I think they're going to call that 1-1. Kept it on the floor. Wonderful little scoop there by Janowski.
Good screen by Bo.
Giselle tonight doing a good job, if I'm not mistaken. This is her 5th trip to the free throw line already. And if I'm not mistaken, she's been good on all 5.
Good on the first.
Yeah, anytime you can get to the rim and get those looks at the charity stripe, that is a great way to attack a defense like Kimberly that has so much length down there.
Oh, there we go. Got the trap rush. There we go, down low. Up top, Maggie, close out, power hand. I just love how Pewaukee plays defense.
Yeah, that is the key. And holding a team like Kimberly to 12 points here in the early going.
There's no gimmicks. It's know your responsibility, know your rotations, closing properly.
And trust each other.
Yeah.
I think that's the other part of it. You got to have a lot of trust when you're on the back end and rotating and switching the way these Pirates do. That one was knocked out of bounds by Ratellis.
No one's turning their heads from the ball. Everyone's face cutting.
Look into Dulis working down below on Ratellis.
Look at Kylie. I mean, that's just
good double.
Kimberly's having a hard time getting shots off with that trap. Vanessa in there.
Back over to Dulis, hounded by the Pirates. Finds its way to the corner. But that 3 from Susik
look
is
at
off.
Coach Reuter. Coach Reuter's pumped up right there. I mean, that you could tell Coach Reuter I mean, look at
right back, a big three for Kylie Pieper.
Yeah.
And
that was a pretty good sequence right there, buddy.
Timeout, Kimberly. Yeah, that very frustrating trip offensively for Kimberly. And you get that stop, and quickly Pirates found themselves a wide open three from the corner. Kylie Pieper knocked it down, and the lead has swollen to 13 points, John.
And this is the familiarity of playing each other, right, over the past couple of years. Coach Reuter knows, hey, you know, we know what Kimberly wants to do. Pewaukee's the deeper team. They can throw more bodies out there on the bigs and the guards, and so you can trap, and right, and you can come pressure the ball and have you rotate properly. That post isn't there, right? So Kimberly's going to have to adjust. You know, what do you do? Do you do high pick and roll? Do you just sit there and put someone on the high elbow at the nail, kind of let them operate from there? I mean, they're going to have to change the way their offense is going because, we're 13 minutes into this. You got 12 points. It's good defense going on right now.
Yeah, and it's been a mix of turnovers, but also just forcing difficult shots. And, you know, while there isn't a shot clock out there, it's very natural for any basketball player to kind of feel like, hey, we've had the ball for 30 seconds. This is difficult to do. And that's what I think you saw in that last trip from Kimberly, is that they took a shot that they wouldn't have taken in the first 5 or 10 seconds of that possession just because they were worn down a little bit. And that's something that early in the first half we see this happening. You hope it can pay off as this one continues to move on into the second half.
So, you know, Rotellus back up on top. Coach Reuter's got her trapping. Look, there we go. So Rotellus reminds me, now, a little different players, but from an offensive impact. But Maggie's got that defensive impact like Lucy Leininger had at Germantown, where she's got that 5'11" frame, wingspan. Lucy was the fastest kid on the court. Maggie's the fastest kid on the court. Well, maybe not Vanessa, but we know, she's up there, right? And she gets that length, and she just gets in the passing lanes that gets you out of your offensive rhythm.
That one didn't go, but Pirates retained possession. 4.5 to go here in the first half. Fast-moving first half. And the Pirates have themselves a 13-point lead on the back of just what has been some suffocating defense.
That was good defense by Kimberly right there.
That one's going to be a held ball. Was Kendall Brocktrup got her arm in there and tied up Rotellus. It'll go back to the paper makers.
And what we know about Kimberly's, right, they're going to make the adjustments. They're a great team. They're well coached. They got the players to do it. It's adjustment, right? So they'll figure it out. That's what they do. This will come down in the second half. It'll be a good game. There we go. The ball reversal. What did I say? Putting it in the post, they're trapping.
Nearly a turnover, and there it is. Johnson out of the pack with a head of steam. She's found Kylie Pieper, rather. And Kylie off the glass is good. The sisters Pieper out there almost got them mixed up, John.
Yeah.
That was
easy to do.
That was Kylie Pieper on the run out and the finish for Pewaukee.
But see, they got to swing the ball faster. Like it's got to be pop. Reverse it, pop.
Back up top of the key is Brocktrup working against Kylie Pieper.
Top, swing.
Yeah. And that one, a little too much on it.
They'll figure it out. They got, this is what Pewaukee does here. This is what's going to be interesting to see, as the season goes on, as we get into the juicy matchups when regionals and sectionals start. You got the Tosa East, you got Brook East, you got obviously Arrowhead.
There's a pretty good field out there.
Different styles of play.
And this Kimberly team, interestingly enough, gave Tosa East one of the closer games they've had. Obviously, the Pirates coming in, their only loss to Tosa East a couple weeks ago. But this Kimberly team, you can say they're figuring it out, and they've got some players that they're not going to be an easy out.
That's what Emily Urban does right there, right? Her in foul trouble takes Kimberly out of what they kind of want to do, right? Emily just slowed the rotations down. She made the nice skip pass in the corner, left-hand pass. Now we're getting a turnover. That's a good decision.
Back down the other way. Urban up it good.
She's such a good player.
Very under control.
Oh, Peace running the floor. This is what Peace does.
Petzold. One looked like got deflected.
And Emily Urban making, getting on the floor, calling for the ball.
Chabot out of there with it on the trap. Back to Johnson. Johnson underneath, and that is good. that helter-skelter seems to be benefiting the Pirates. Even when there's a turnover one way, the Pirates seem to be the more aggressive team. 29-14 Pirates, just over 2 minutes to go in the first half.
And this is the second game without Ava Denzine, who unfortunately tore her ACL, right?
Yeah, it is.
So your rotations are being changed to Coach Reuter too. So he's trying to find out new rotations, and look at Vanessa. I mean,
back underneath. That'll be a foul, I think, on the ground. But bonus time, put Vanessa on the line to shoot the 1-and-1.
Peace did a great job in there.
Yeah, good job getting out and running out, getting involved in those traps. So Johnson shooting just the 1-and-1. And that one comes off. So Papermakers an opportunity to get this thing back to 10 or under with a 3.
One more.
Minute and a half here to go.
That's where it's got to be quicker.
Good hands by
that's Urban's
Kendall
third.
Pieper. And as John said, that'll be her third and send right back down to the free throw line. Kendall Pieper will shoot the 1-and-1. And those are gray hair fouls where that far from the basket in a bonus situation.
Obviously, both these teams have the stars, the next level kids. You watch like Kylie Pieper and Emily Urban, the ones that are, they do the little things, the dirtiness, the playing defense, man-to-man, always guarding, team's best players and just true team players. You can just see the impact when they're not on the floor. And, we'll see if, Kimberly's got to survive here another minute and a half, down 13. You get a basket here.
First one is good, second one is not.
If I'm Kimberly, I want to get this down to 8 to 10 here by halftime. Here, nice play.
Good job up ahead. Chabot walled up, but came down a little bit. That was Libby Buckinger, snuck out of there. And
all right, so you get 2 points here. The clock stopped. You have defensive possession.
It was good awareness to get it down the floor to Buckinger and put Chabot in a tough situation. Almost got out of there with the block.
And that's the thing about Pewaukee's defense, right? They speed you up, so you're not going to be able to waste a possession for a good minute here. We got timeout on the floor. By speeding them up, it just forces you, what you were saying before, to take those shots. And it's a possession game. And the more possessions Pewaukee gets with that firepower, they're going to typically score more than you.
Yeah, that is the name of the game, but you got to be really happy with that 17 points on the board right now.
Yeah.
Against anybody, but playing against a team, a state-ranked team like Kimberly, you're seeing that your defense is doing and responding to the type of pressure that you want these girls to bring out, and maintaining that is going to be key here. Maintaining it without fouling too much. We've seen the last couple trips, a couple of fouls sneaking in. That's that balance, right?
Yep.
The aggression can lead to fouls. The Pirates have been very good with that for the balance of the half. Last couple trips, a couple of fouls here. See if they can
free throws good.
Keep it out of the bonus. That one's good.
By Libby.
Bring it back to a 12-point lead. That was Libby Buckinger.
Got a minute 18 here. Kylie bringing up the ball.
Pirates will spread things out. Find Janowski. And looking for Chabot down there on the post.
This is good offense.
And well done, under control for Janowski. She's good at the rim.
That's what make Reuter a one-of-one here in the state here, right? Recognizing that Van Monderen cannot pick up her third foul. You put G in an ISO with her, and
it comes off. And Chabot.
I'm not sure. Bo wanted the rebound or what? Did you want that stat right there?
Grabbed it, but after it hit the line. And I think we'll call
Big Ben
that.
up there is probably, saying, hey, what are we doing here?
maybe a quick run out. For just 40 seconds to play here. And Giselle walks right into a wide open three. That comes off. And it is controlled by the paper makers. That is Kennedy Eben out of there with it.
I know Janowski's not hitting maybe what her usually, but she looks good out there. She looks really good.
Couple of nice drives tonight for her. Some good work at the rim, rewarded with the free throws.
Good cut. Oh, Maggie, great job. Dulas working hard. I'm a big fan of Dulas. I think she's here we go. Spin. That's a foul.
Kinds of contact.
About 3 fouls there.
Yeah, and it will send Dulas to the line with 4 seconds left in the
I remember watching,
remember
when we went down to Memphis for the USA basketball, and I remember watching Dulas play. You know, I think they were either 8th grade playing up as freshmen, I don't recall. But she did not back down from anyone. And, and she's a tough kid. Like she can play top, she can play down low. That's why she's highly regarded. But, a lot of growth here, too.
That one very much embraced the contact. First free throw off. And second free throw's off. Chaboy's out of there with it. But just a second left. We'll see if Janowski can get a 3 off. She can't. That was late after the horn. So that will take us to halftime, John. 32-18. Pirates on the, really the support of just a suffocating defensive effort. The Kimberly Papermakers have not been able to get into a flow tonight.
I would agree. I would tell you, if you ask Coach Reuter, he's exceptional defense here. He's happy with the defense, but he probably will tell you that he's probably left a few points on the board here. They're executing their offense, but they've got some good looks that, in most cases they're probably going to knock down. Kimberly's got to readjust. They're going to have to go in there, discuss, obviously keep Urban out of foul trouble. You have to move her off the ball. But Reuter's going to know that, and he's going to. That's the game, right? Adjusting and coming in and finding out, attacking those who have the foul trouble.
Yeah, that an impressive first half defensively. A couple of those following out in the chat, our friends at W7. I'm not sure if that's Gary or somebody else, but good intel too. We said Dulas with the offer from Marquette, but just committed to Marquette from our friends at W7. So a little bit of info there. And then, big time shout out. We've got one of our favorite fans now, Amy Tarian. You remember her?
Oh, yeah.
She's out there. She appreciates all PTV does and cheering on from East Lansing, Michigan, where the Tarians are up there playing for the Michigan State Spartans.
Amy and Anna, let me tell you, there's kids who impact. I was fortunate enough to be around KK Arnold for a number of years, and last year at State, I think obviously Pewaukee people are aware of this, but those who are maybe not, Amy and Anna were stars. Like, little kids looked up to them, loved them. They were great ambassadors of the game. Obviously Mike Ellis and Joe Ellis and Christy Arnold, they run Lakers and they talk about Laker family. Those two were around, and those two would help any kid that are out there, and they're the ultimate competitors. And just seeing Amy and Anna up in Michigan State and playing in the Big Ten and expanding their games, and I can't wait to see what happens with them, right? But I watched Michigan State play the other day. Boy, that team's good, and Amy and Anna, they're in a good spot.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. I'm guessing there's one account, but I'm guessing Anna's watching too. We see Amy on the chat, but I'm guessing they're both out there. So
I'm trying to get Ellie Depry come down here for halftime.
Teammate of a lot of these girls on that team this summer, and star guard over at Tosa East. So she's in the house. We should get her down here.
And I got to tell you, so I'm one of the few people that got to coach Ellie, and unlike other programs, but Pewaukee has been snake bitten by ACLs, as we all know. Ellie's one of those kids too that had a knee injury, and to see the work that she's put on, and that Tosa East squad, boy, I'll tell you what, man. I've gotten to see Pewaukee. I've gotten to see Kimberly. I went and saw Providence Academy versus Arrowhead live. Obviously, I've seen Tosa East a number of times. Merg's got that team. They're fun to watch. They're well coached. They're the well-oiled machine. to see Pewaukee and Toast East, that would be a heck of a game.
Yeah, we had our shot against them a couple weeks ago, and we're hoping to be, earn the right to play that group again. But just
let's call
impressive group.
You got them early on in the season. Let's let Giselle get a little bit back to normal. Let's get Aubrey back up to speed. And you know what? Let's play that game again, and let's see, how it rolls out. Let's, we could talk Miss Basketball. We could talk about who we think are, the kids from up north. Obviously, we don't get to see them as much as we do, which is great seeing Kimberly come down here and play these games. But, you've got Akuso. Obviously, if Janowski was 100% healthy, she'd be in the mix. Litza's right there.
Yep. Shepley at Rice Lake going be in the mix.
And
Leah Norden.
And Maya Kovacic. I mean, there's a lot of this 26 class is so deep. I always tell people they're like, what's the comparison between 26 and 29s? And being around the programs and seeing it all, the 26s, you go 110 kids deep on the 26s. And it's incredible. And it's crazy that we're down the last 2 months of
this is it for this class of 26, and now it is the year 2026. Makes it feel just a little bit more real.
Yeah.
And as we're talking about growing up, John, I think we've got the youth dance teams, all of them here at Pewaukee have flooded the halftime court. We've got a lot of spirit in the air.
Yeah.
It's always good on these cold winter days, and especially a Saturday afternoon tilt. Puts a little bit more juice in the air to get the dance team out here.
The work these kids put in too. It's people don't understand the amount of time and effort that goes into this, and just seeing these kids out here.
Yeah, and another one of those cool things, Lisa Girdman, who leads it at the high school level, and a couple of her high school girls out there helping as counselors to guide all this. I know that there are ongoing practices with these little ones, but then clinics that they offer, keeping them busy. So a lot of smiling faces out there in the Pewaukee side, and cheering on their little ones. And they're migrating group to group here.
So
I'd be guessing if I was guessing how old these girls are, because this is one of those, as a dad of a 26, it's like this feels like a long time ago.
Yeah, it really does. Miss it, I still remember our first fourth grade tournament, and Dave Burkemper, the boys coach, was coaching your girls, and we bring in these Pewaukee girls, and you trounce everyone 34-2. And one of the Germantown parents come up to me and they're like, "That's the greatest fourth grade team I've ever seen." And and now we're here.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. It's with my daughter, gonna go and playing up with UW Eau Claire, and with Coach Tanya and Coach Jackson and Coach Mark, and I'm excited to see where she goes and how she handles it, and seeing Aubrey going to Grinnell, and Bo going to Wash U, and Vanessa going to Florida Southern, and these kids have been around each other since fourth, fifth grade, and it's family. I mean, like I was telling you before I got here, I walk into the gym and I got all the Pewaukee girls giving me hugs, right?
You've played a big role.
It's emotional
in coaching and supporting these girls, and we definitely are grateful for your leadership and coaching, because it's a long haul. To be good at this sport demands a lot, and for the girls who get it and put that into it, it's only as good as the people supporting them, and you've certainly been that for so many of them. Man, it got loud in here. Yeah,
right. And the thing is, like you, like Brian Janowski, we mentioned Dave Burkemper before. We do this because we wanted to spend time with our kids, and we love the game of basketball. But then you meet the families, and you meet, the kids, and then you see what the kids are, and they put the time in, and what you just want is you just want to see all these kids do well, right? And you want to help them get to where they reach their goals. And basketball is basketball. You step on the court, yeah, you want to win. And it should be that way. But once you're off the court, like we all want to help these kids. All right, so let's talk about second half adjustments.
Second half adjustments.
My guess is Kimberly's going to have to go to a zone. They're going to have to cut off. They're going to have to cut off drives, and you're going to have to make this into an outside shooting game here. I don't think you can survive with Emily Urban with 3 fouls already, picking up another 4th by having her go man-to-man against your guards. And Van Vonderen, does she have 2 or 3? I don't recall.
I think just 2.
She's got 2,
if I'm
right?
not mistaken.
I think
just 2.
Now, what that does by going to a zone is you're going to slow down the game, which puts a little bit more emphasis on your offensive side of the ball, where you're going to have to execute. But I don't think they can guard them with the current foul situation how you want to guard. I don't think you can have immediate ball pressure on Vanessa or even Kylie or Giselle. So you can't allow the switches. And that's where I think you go to a 2-3 zone, or maybe you go, I don't know if Kimberly runs a 3-2 or a 1-3-1, but that's what I would do. I would go to, and Kurt, you know me, I hate zone. But that's where I would anticipate. Now, and I'll bet you Reuter's going to be prepared for that. And I think where you got someone that like a Bo, who's an Aubrey who can hit from the outside, and you got kids Giselle who can play from the nail or the elbow. It'll be interesting to see how this goes.
Yeah, and I think you're right. We'll definitely see some different looks on this end, but I think the place that you're going to have to change things up is on the offensive end. You're going to have to find a way through this defense, and if you're Kimberly. And in that first half, they had a hard time getting good looks at the basket. We talked about it. They're going to look to those juniors that they have relied on so much and prioritize getting Van Vonderen, getting Duelis good looks at the basket.
Well, what I would do if I'm Kimberly, and if, let's say, Pewaukee is still trapping, you got to have that free throw line extended, swing that ball quicker to the corner, and then I would have a reverse post here on the block, cut down, and you can't wait. So you got to get Duelis and got to get Van Vonderen on the block. They got to get it, and they got to make quick decisions, right? The trap's coming, so it's either go up, try to initiate some contact, get some foul, or swing the ball, and you got to be ready to shoot when you're opposite.
Yep, there is no doubt about that. Well, we've got 3 minutes back on the clock after the extended halftime with the youth dance show. Good moment to give you guys a reminder that PTV is brought to you by Phoenix Pest Control. See their logo, give them a call, FENIX Pest Control. Search them up on the internet. They'll take care of all of your insect needs come this spring. And as well as our friends at Sensational Beach Vacations. And stay tuned for the Wisco boys game. And those are good ones, John. They got a team this year. They will be unveiling a trip that you can enter into a raffle for a trip from Sensational Beach Vacations. And then, as always, our friends at Iron Jock are back at it again supporting us. Here is a message from
Hey, it's Isaac Miller, junior defensive end in high school. 14 Division I offers. Yep, 1-4. Wisconsin, Michigan, Florida, Miami, you name it. Everyone's asking, where's Isaac going? Well, I'll tell you this, it's going to be big, it's going to be loud, and it's going to be legendary. But first, I'm hitting the weight room in my Iron Jock gear, because no matter what logo I wear next, Iron Jock is how I get there. Go to ironjock.com.
This is good, and I was going to be scrounging for... Again, thank you to our friends at Iron Jock. Get out there, get some of that apparel for yourself or your student athlete. Great Wisconsin company that has supported Pewaukee athletics for a few years this year through the football, boys and girls basketball season. We appreciate it, along with Phoenix Pest Control and our friends at Sensational Beach Vacations. Great opportunity. If anybody's interested in supporting Pewaukee athletics, you can drop a line in the chat, or you can send an email to Mr. Jeff Behrens. You can find his info right on PewaukeeSchools.org. And we are always looking for more sponsors for our PTV telecast. Helps keep them free, John. We're not one of those places that charges you $10 to watch a game on YouTube. Free of charge, but free of charge thanks to our friends at Iron Jock, Sensational, and Phoenix.
Yeah, and obviously PTV and, Gary and W7 allowing us to have opportunities to watch these kids play. We appreciate it. It's awesome.
All right, well, we appreciate you, John. Thanks for jumping back down here. Again, John Stock's joining me today. A Germantown guy by day, but definitely a Pewaukee Pirate in some regard, having coached no less than 8 of the Pirates in a variety of different AAU and youth settings over these past few years. So thanks for jumping down here. There's a few guys that know this Pewaukee squad as well as you do, John.
It's fun, man. It's fun to watch. It's great to watch high-level basketball.
And sure enough, initial look at it,
That's
looks like they
2-3
are
zone.
in a 2-3 zone. John called it.
I mean, you have to.
And this did give the Pirates a little bit of a challenge against Tosa East. Obviously a different team.
Now,
but
this is where but they put G at the elbow. Now here's Emily.
That one's knocked out. Quick run out for Urban, but that one's off. And Johnson hustles down there, and I think she was able to throw it off.
Yep, there's Bo tying her shoe, her ankle brace. I'm telling you, I'm getting that girl some Velcro.
I think Eben was down there with Johnson, but Johnson a little bit away from us. Looked like she was able to throw it off of her. So back to the Pirates, but the Papermakers able to cause a turnover on that first possession.
Looks like they switch back to man-to-man.
In that zone. Yeah, showing the man look, as you said.
Oh.
And deflection out there by Urban in the passing lane.
Getting her hands in there.
Stay down here with the Pirates. Yeah, and as you said at halftime, you got to change something, right?
Yep.
The game's not going the way you want it to. You got to change something.
Now we're back in a 2-3 zone.
Right back into it. Ratellis bothered up top, but back over to
this is where this is where who's going to be the person who's Bo. Offensive rebound.
Good hand in there by Janowski. Keeps it alive for Johnson.
Good trap by Kimberly.
That one too hot for Ratellis, but finds its way back out to Kylie Pieper. And good dive by Chabot. And high-low from Janowski to Chabot. Good patience from the Pirates.
Good job by Chabot right there. And
Pirates out to a 16-point lead. It's 34-18. And this will be the side of the court that the Papermakers are going to have to figure out. Asman's three off the mark.
Good look, though, right? And that's what you're looking for. You're looking to get shots. You're looking to get open shots by your shooters. High percentage looks.
Good hands by Van Vondren. Was able to knock that one free of
she moves her feet well.
Chabot.
She really does. All right, extending it.
Man, look again, the work, screen and roll with Pieper.
Kylie had the layup.
Pieper and Janowski. Janowski working up top. Finds Kylie Pieper on the baseline. Back up top to Janowski. Her three is off. And almost got the Kawhi Leonard bounce on that one.
Right.
But comes down to Asman all the same. They're back ahead.
All right, Van Vondren versus Giselle. And you know what? I'm not sure that's there we go. There we go. Good look.
Van Vondren's three is off. And
offensive rebound.
Battle underneath. Duelis with a good job just keeping that one alive long enough.
This is where Maggie is just the difference maker. To be able to be 5'11" and move your feet with that speed and that wingspan is just... She's going to be the one that's going to cause a lot of teams problems.
Back up top. This is Ava Van Vondren guarded by Janowski. Top of the key to Asman. She's working underneath against Chabot.
With the body there.
They're going to get Chabot for the foul, and that'll put Claudia Asman to the line. And that is Chabot's third foul. Asman will go to the line to shoot a couple. The first one is off.
She had a 3 in the first half, right?
Yeah, 5 points on the night.
I think Kimberly wants to get her freed up a little bit.
And same one, in and out on both of them. So the lead stays at 16. Kendall Pieper and Peace Petzold in the lineup for Pewaukee.
All right, we're back to man-to-man. Now this is where I'd like to see Kylie post up.
And Janowski blocked. Good defense down there by
Van Vonren's.
Eva Van Vonderen.
She's a really, you can see why she's highly touted. And high school production always doesn't indicate your talent. It's more about, the system you're in, the matchups you play against. But you can just see the IQ and the strength and the vision there.
Found some space underneath. They find it into her.
I mean, that's a big-time move right there.
And nice spin and a finish. She brings the Paper Makers to within 14. But here comes Chabot back down the other end to that left-handed hook.
Yeah, that left-handed hook. Well,
and it came off.
Both battling.
Battle underneath and all kinds of bodies on the floor. And that will be a tie-up.
Maddie Chabot has put in so much work this last year. Her conditioning is so much better. She's improved her speed, her strength. That left-hand hook is almost automatic as it gets.
And great job on that possession, just getting down the floor to make herself available for Janowski.
That wasn't in her game. Coach Depry really worked with her this summer. Oh, nice crossover by Emily. That's a good move.
Urban shot off to Janowski. She's out of there with a head of steam.
This is where Giselle's got to punish her.
Met by a couple defenders, but finds Petzold. Petzold, good look at 3.
Good shot
off
by
back iron. And Asman there to clear it for Kimberly.
Yeah, it's a different team when Emily's on the floor for Kimberly. Ooh,
and Vondren back the other end. Looked like contact.
Yeah, she got hit in the head there.
And here come the Pirates.
Good defense right there.
Kendall Pieper out top to Maddie Chabot. Work 2-man game here with Janowski. And Kylie Pieper back top of the key.
I'd like to see Kylie kind of put her down low.
And here comes Van Vonderen. So the zone giving the Pirates a couple of looks at threes, but not falling just yet in the early going here in the second half. 34-20. Pirates in control after a strong defensive first half. But Kimberly not going to go down without a fight.
Peace, you know what? And that's in the next, I'd say next month, that's where Peace kind of learns, hey, you know what? Cut off the angle. Don't need to be on her hip per se. Use your length. What I've been noticing here and watching here is what I like to call the Janowski factor. And I've seen her do it for all 4 years. And before that, she just wears your best player down. From a physicality standpoint on the defensive end, she plays with such a low base. She's so strong. And you can tell Van Vonderen, she just sat out. Or no, she's actually, she's tired. And Giselle is kind of pushing on her. And this is where Kimberly with Giselle out, you got to get Van Vonderen going. Get her some touches.
Duelists will head to the bench, but the Paper Makers have closed this thing to 12. Under 13 minutes to go here in the second half. Hard-fought game. Pirates able to come out with that lead, but it has been a battle, and that one will be a foul down here on Kennedy Eben.
I'm impressed with Kennedy. I like how she moves her feet. Yeah, she got the foul there, but she was taking a gamble there. Not the worst case. Vanessa, she gets you down low as a guard. It's either going to be a foul on a shot or a high percentage shot. So, first team foul. She's quick. She moves her feet well.
Petzold walled off by Van Vonderen. Gets it underneath to Kendall Pieper. Back up top to Ratellis. Ratellis on the drive and finish.
Show today.
And Maggie Ratellis gives the Pirates a 14-point lead.
All right, so here's where Van Vonderen. Okay, we're throwing. There's Maggie.
Hand in the passing lane. and wisely pulls it out. It was 1-on-2, and Maggie does a great job retaining that possession.
Pieper.
And find Kylie Pieper for 3. And that'll be a timeout. Kimberly.
Let's talk about the sequence here, right? Maggie gets the drive. She gets the impact steal. Ball reversal, Pieper for 3. That's a 5-point swing. I mean, I don't want to call her a role player, but when you get Maggie who can do the kind of things like that, that's why you blow up to 17 here.
Yeah, big 3 there by Kylie Pieper, and a really good decision on that run out. Quickly, Kimberly, to their credit, hustled back, but that secondary break and no let up from Kylie Pieper found herself a 3 and dialed it right in, and the lead is back to 17. So that's got to be disheartening if you're Kimberly. After a nice little run and a little bit of frustration in the Pirate offense, this thing's right back to 17 points, and they've got some work to do here with 12 minutes to go. With
Janowski on the bench. That's the part, right? Reuter can give Janowski a little bit of a breather here.
Kendall Brocktrop back in the lineup there for Kimberly, working with it. Finds its way back over to Van Vonderen. She's walled off by Ritellis.
Good move.
But they're going to get her for steps.
Yeah. I'm not sure about that. I disagree.
It looked like she kept her pivot foot, but maybe we are a good 80, 90 feet away from that play.
I'm going to trust the player who's been in the gym.
There's Johnson, and that one comes off and is controlled by Eben. Eben back out of it with just over 11 to go here for Kimberly.
There we go. Cutting through. I mean, this is where she can just change the game. Giselle's out.
Back into that man look. Been a mix of it here in the second half from
Good
Kimberly.
Defense by it. It's a nice shot by Vanessa.
Johnson with a little 10-footer.
She didn't have that in her bag 2 years ago.
No, that playing off of 2 feet and under control. It's been a huge step for her in her game. It looked like Urban may have broke free underneath. They missed her.
Yep. But this is what Pewaukee does. It's the constant touching. It's always contact with your player off the ball. That's a nice drive.
Tough shot there by Kennedy Eben.
Oh, Kennedy,
finishing.
Kennedy's I think I was calling her Libby before. Kennedy's a nice. She's solid.
Yeah, Eben, just another one of those juniors. So a really strong junior class here.
Oh, Emily, that's what she does. It's the chaos.
Here comes Urban.
Oh, good look. Wasn't ready for it, though.
And battle down there, Ritellis and Eben. And that's going to go off, I think, Ritellis' hand. That's going to stay with the paper makers. But good hustle down there.
It's good run for Peace out there, holding the fort down. Kylie taking a breather. Giselle and Chabot back in the game.
41-26 here. Just under 10 minutes now to go in this one. Libby Buckinger working with it with Kendall Brocktrop. Claudia Asman working against Maddie Chabot.
Extended on shooters. There's no space. They're trapping everybody that's driving, cutting everything off.
Chabot got a hand on that one.
I wanted to see point guard Bo right there.
Ahead to Janowski. Janowski back to Vanessa Johnson. With some tricky dribbles, and the left is good.
Stop it, Vanessa.
Vanessa up to 14, I believe, on the night. And she's
again.
Back out of there with it. But that one nearly poked out of there. Finds its way to Chabot, and Chabot is fouled by Asman. We'll slow things down momentarily.
17-point lead here with 9 minutes left. I don't see Kimberly's going to have to hit some threes to get back into this.
Yeah, with the defensive intensity, they've committed to really putting pressure on everything. Aspen on top of it, but that will be tied up by Chabot, and it will stay down here with the Pirates.
Nice defensive play right there.
Good hustle right in front of us by Aspen.
Getting on the floor. Stevens Point getting a good one. They're building a nice program up there. Boy, though, the talent level at the college, D3 level in Wisconsin is ridiculous. I mean, and you see it here.
Yeah, no doubt. There's a number of college-level kids at this one. That one, Johnson found the baseline, and they're gonna get a foul here on Libby Buckinger. Maybe bailed Vanessa out.
Yeah, and that's right in front of me, right? And as a defender, I don't like that call. You did everything you could. You sealed them off. You trapped them on the baseline. You made them take a bad pass, and I don't think that was a foul.
Yeah, fortunate for the Pirates, it was called because there was not a lot of not a place to go.
I think Kimberly's asking the same question. Yeah,
Coach Lepisto was not sure about that particular call. Big hands down here by Kendall Brocktrip, knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Pirates. Janowski underneath, powers into Van Vondren and draws the foul. Just crafty footwork. Giselle knew she was giving up some length and height and just kind of wormed her way underneath Van Vondren.
That's her power. Like, Giselle is just a load.
Giselle will go back to the free throw line. First one is good. And that gives Giselle 10 on the night.
She's also the nicest kid, man. I mean, the Janowski family, incredible. Very supportive.
Knocks down the second free throw, and the Pirates are back out to a 19-point advantage.
I will say this. Kimberly the offense is much better when Urban's on the floor, right? And those two fouls early on kind of impacted how this game's been. It's been about a 6-7 point game since when she's playing. You're gonna get that call.
Van Vondren really kind of saying, I got to take control of this, and her aggression is really impressive. She's a kid who really commits to putting her her head down and getting to the rim. That part of her game is really what makes her a strong scorer. Yeah. She's not somebody that goes away from it at all. And she's been rewarded on a couple of those tonight. First free throw is good for Van Vondren. And the second one is good as well. Johnson working against a double team.
I mean, she moves her feet. For 6 feet tall.
Coach Reuter's going to take a quick timeout.
Good timeout. That was a turnover happening right there.
Yeah, turnover, a danger of getting trapped on away, or even the 10-second count may have been in play there. So we'll reset this thing, John. Under 8 minutes to go now. The Pirates have a 17-point lead. Fouls not really a huge factor in this second half. Pirates with just 3, Papermakers with 4. But you have to expect that pressure we just saw from Kimberly will be here until this game is either decided or they work their way back into it.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it comes down to you have 28 points, and we're how many minutes into this game, right? We're 28 minutes into the game. You got 28 points. Yeah, I mean, you're a point a minute, right? And you got to hit threes, and they're not even really getting those opportunities to do that either.
Ball is inbounded to Janowski. She'll work against Van Vondren. Trap quickly comes.
Oh, Aubrey.
Underneath.
That's a great play. And that's where
Reuter. And they find Aubrey Spitzner for her first bucket.
And this is where coaching matters. The high school coaches know what you're going to do coming out, and they've got game plans. They don't just say, hey, we're going to do what we do. You coach. And Reuter knew what they were coming out doing. Oh, Janowski with a block.
By G.
There we go. Look at Aubrey run the floor.
G right back
Kick
at
out
it.
for V for 3.
And that's a 3 for Johnson.
Oh.
That's off, but into Chabot.
Oh, good.
And that'll stay down here. You can hear.
Yeah.
You probably heard it on TV. Coach Reuter wanted them to take that reload and use it. But fortunately for the Pirates, it goes off a paper maker, and they'll hold on to it. Keeper with a hard time getting it in. Gets it into Johnson, working down in the low post. And
Vanessa.
against 2 defenders with that lift and that strength.
If you don't do your homework on Vanessa early when she's posting up, you almost gotta front her because she goes right into your chest and she's got that nice little fadeaway. I've seen it all summer.
Yeah, that's going to be a carry.
Yeah. And this is where Pewaukee's just wearing you down. You play this game again, we're going to get different outcomes. It's probably 6-4, 7-3. But Pewaukee's definitely showing their mettle.
Johnson all the way down the lane and with minimal resistance.
And this is where Emily, as a young player, she's still she's going to get there, but that's the fouls, right? She doesn't want to pick up that early foul or that third foul, and it's like, hey, they need you to kind of play just ball. 2 good looks there.
Back tap. Van Vondren doing a nice job keeping it alive. Trapped underneath, and they're going to get a foul. It was Chabot and Janowski down there. They're going to get Chabot. That is her 4th foul.
Now, I'm not going to say Van Vondren's compare her to this player, but her footwork down low reminds me a lot of McKenna Christian. Obviously not. No one's the shooter McKenna was at the outside shooter and the threat she was. But what people don't realize is that McKenna was such an unbelievable post player and did her work. And Van Vondren's got a little bit of that in her bag.
Yeah, that shiftiness.
Yeah.
The thing that Van Vondren does have that we haven't seen today is the 3-point shot. Obviously, that huge one against the Pirates in the sectional. But that's where she's such a good inside-out type player. That 3
there we go.
Off the mark, and that'll go out to Chabot.
That's a good look, though.
And there's your point guard, Chabot.
The point guard ball. Point guard ball.
Such a heady player. Janowski working her way down on Assman.
Going to put you in the coffee grinder.
Spin drive, but Kylie's out of there with it.
Nice ball reversal.
They'll set it back up. Live to fight another day.
Oh, give me that running sky hook.
And inside to Spitzner.
And that's where when Aubrey gets to be back to 100%, it just gives you another person that can sit there and just knows how to play the game.
Yeah, good dish there from Chabot.
And obviously, Kurt, you're well aware of it, but coaching Aubrey, she's got a great 3-point shot too, and we haven't seen that yet here today.
And they'll get her with a foul
She's
down
smiling.
there in the baseline.
She's smiling.
A little overzealous there on Laney Siddick. Be Aubrey's 2nd.
Well, Aubrey's a true believer. If she can't take those fouls home with her.
That's right. Janowski and Spitzner will head to the bench, and Ratellis.
Oh, it's great to see her playing again.
Kendall Pieper back in there.
Oh, Vanessa.
Good help by Johnson. Van Vondren didn't see her.
Nope.
Back up top, Kylie Pieper into
here we
Chabot.
Go. Hook. Oh,
and great dump down. Another good pass. And you talk about evolution of a game. Years past, Maddie's going to take that shot. She has such a good right-hand hook. She did it twice in those last couple possessions. The awareness of the attention she gets, and she finds her teammates an easy one. That time it was Ratellis. Just a great maturity in Maddie's game, John.
All right, so if you're Coach Lepisto and you're Kimberly, right, you got 4 minutes, 5 minutes essentially, right? You're not going to come back and win this game, but you want to see, hey, what can we do? I want to see my girls compete till the end. I want to see them play on the defensive side of the ball. Let's move some good offense. Let's get some good shots, right? They're building for March or February, March as well. They're going to be one of those teams that's going to be, obviously they're the defending state champions. They're going to have a say as to who gets to Green Bay at the end of the year. Right now, seeing this, you got teams like, I think Kimberly's right there with like a Hartford, where Coach Daniels I've seen Coach Daniels mature as a coach and switching up, changing things as he goes. You have Bella Klages, you got Rita. I think Kimberly and Hartford could be set up for a pretty good matchup down the road.
Yeah.
I think you got Pewaukee, you got Toast East, you got Arrowhead. Obviously we both know about the Waunakee girls. There's a lot of talent out here.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point. And for the viewers out there, we saw Hartford, but we didn't see Hartford. They played without Bella Klages that night, their California Baptist D1 commit. And I will tell you, I went away from that game so impressed with Rita Kepper, the point guard, but also that whole Hartford group was game. They fought without their leading scorer, and I think you're absolutely right. That's going to be a tough out.
And what people don't understand about Hartford, and I know we're talking about where people aren't, they want to hear about Pewaukee and Kimberly, but, Hartford's got girls that play defense, Regan Reschke and Lauren Voss. I mean, those girls are the type of girls that can wear a Vanessa down. They can wear an Emily Urban down. They can wear point guards just in general down. And then, great defense by Kimberly. And this is what I'm talking about, right?
That's Kinley Fulser in the game, sophomore for.
And they're picking up now,
Kimberly.
right? But they're playing either. Get up there, and this is what you want to see for 4 minutes. You want to see it compete, close out hard. You want to see who's in the foxhole with you.
Yeah, under 4 minutes. Pirates been in command since the early jump. Johnson finds Kendall Pieper. Excellent pass, and that one's just off, but right to Chabot. And there's the hook. And just there to clean it up. You just have so much going for this Pirate team. You know what I've liked out of this second half is the unselfishness. That one, great look. Skip pass from Johnson over to Pieper. Good look at three.
But that's been Pewaukee basketball.
Clean it up.
That's been Pewaukee basketball for the number of years. It's been the unselfish play, ball movement, 5 beats 1. Too many coaches want to just make one player be the focal point, and that's not winning basketball. I mean, it's just not.
Yeah, this one at 3.5. I don't think anybody saw a 27-point lead coming in this one.
Good floater by Kendall. You see Maggie baseline cut right there too.
They're going to get a couple of officials looking at each other. One was thinking foul, one was thinking held ball. The held ball will win the day, and that'll stay with Kimberly.
We got Coach Depry in the house.
We do, and Ellie, who I think the invite still stands. You know, if you're.
I've been told Ellie's a shy girl. I'm like, yeah, right.
I saw her singing or dancing on a broadcast.
One thing I want to say, right? And I appreciate you having me on here, but Toast East, Pewaukee. These teams are great, and Reuter and Merg, they're great coaches. But what Janowski did with the 2026s, what Depry did with the Toast East 2026s, the time and energy spent that these high school coaches don't see, don't know what's happening. Us program directors, we give a lot of time and energy, and when you have how many seniors out there are 2026s, and
it's 6 of them here in Pewaukee.
And Janowski, and obviously I play a lot of pickleball with Brian, and I don't know how many times I've asked him, hey, you want to go play pickleball? And he's like, no, I'm in the gym with the girls. And you see it here, and these are the games where you see the work that's been done. And high school basketball, it's no longer a 4 or 5 month journey. It's the teams that put the work in year out, and the high school coaches that embrace that and understand that, they're the ones that are getting to Green Bay every year.
Yeah, there's Janowski with a 3, and you could see she was kind of nodding like, finally. Her 3-point shot, she's hit a few, but it's nowhere near where it can be when she's dialed in, as you know, just one of the best shooters that you will ever find. In that one, right on the money for Giselle.
A couple of years ago, it was 2 years ago before Giselle had the ACL, I had Giselle, Kylie in the gym with me and my daughter Madeline, and I made them do the Reddick drill, and it's basically 5 shots from 5 threes from every 5 spots on the floor, and after every miss, you have to run the floor back down, so it teaches you conditioning.
Yeah.
And Giselle and Kylie, who are were playing soccer at the time. They look at, there we go. I mean, Kendall's out there. You know, they always could play defense, and they were always good shooters, but they put the work in, and now you see it. I mean, Kylie's, 2 for 3, 2 for 4. I don't know what she's shooting on the season, but I wouldn't leave her open. Timeout by Coach Reuter. And Janowski, you leave her. I mean, what did Amy Terrian shoot last year? 48% from 3, 49% from 3? I mean, Giselle's that type of shooter as well.
Yeah, that's there's a lot of there's a lot of shooting and just the work, like the work to put all that shooting in, and then to only take the right threes, the right shots is the other part of it. Because I think a lot of times you see kids who will put in the shots, and it's an entitlement to, if I put in the work, I'm going to take everyone I can smell. And I think that's one of the reasons you've seen this one get out of hand today, is the Pirates have taken high percentage shots all night long, worked their way to the three-point line on occasion, but getting to the rim and getting some easy ones right at the basket, just been a kind of a start to finish. We'll have you back anytime, John. We got a nice team here. The girls have looked really good today and have put away a very, very big opponent. And I know that there's a lot of fans out there that are feeling a little bit like this is a win that you wanted to get after the heartbreaking sectional loss.
You got Kylie Grass in the game, freshman, 2029.
Sophomore. Alyssa Gluteman out there too for her first action.
Peace and Kendall and Aubrey back out there.
Underneath the piece.
He just got fouled there, but we're not going to call that
Good battle by Kylie Grass.
There's Kylie Grass. That's what she does. Kylie Grass, I'm going to tell you what, people. You're not going to get to see her play a lot in Pewaukee, but because of the depth. But you don't want her guarding your guards.
Yeah,
you don't.
She's got the makings of an elite on-the-ball defender, and I have no doubt by the time her time here in Pewaukee is done, you're going to see her causing all the same kind of havoc that you see Kylie Pieper.
And they're different offensive players.
Vanessa Johnson causing.
By all means, but Kylie's more of an off-ball player, where Vanessa liked to have the ball in her hand. But Kylie,
and they're going to dribble this thing out, and this is going to, barring a late change of possession or a turnover, this is going to go down as a 64-33 win. And if there's such a thing as a statement game, this might have been it, John. This is a Pirate team that really had not seen a ton of challenge other than the opener against Green Bay, Notre Dame, and the loss to Tosa East, the first real challenge since then, and they answered the bell to the tune of a 31-point victory.
Well, Kimberly's going to be there. We have days like this, right? Maybe not Pewaukee.
We've had our days. We had our day out in Wauwatosa.
No. What are we doing?
We've got a visitor.
I just came to say hi to John Stocks.
That was Vanessa Johnson.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Vanessa Johnson just coming over to say hi to John Stocks again. John coached Vanessa all summer with that Laker Select 40 championship team, and you just cannot. I wish I could bottle that energy of that kid once in a while.
I mean, we had a few tears this summer, so it's exciting. So, do you pick a player of the game, or do you not do that?
Hey, since John Stocks is here,
you know what?
We can pick a John Stocks player of the game.
I think it's not always about what you put on the stat book. Obviously, Vanessa and Giselle were phenomenal, but I'm going to go with Ratellis, because I do think Ratellis and the switch her ability to switch on players and her defensive ability to get in the passing lanes. She was phenomenal. I mean, how many points did she have? She have 10?
Yeah, I don't have the full stats here with the changes, but I think, again, I was interested in seeing with what Duelis did, because she took the matchup with Duelis for most of that, most of the first half and quite a bit in the second half, and just did a really nice job defensively and kind of set the tone with what the defense was going to look like, and everything. All 33 of those points for Kimberly were well earned tonight.
They were.
And I think you're right. I think Maggie was a big part of it.
And where do we go from here, right? So let's talk about, obviously, I think we all know Pewaukee's going to win the conference. So let's talk about regional sectionals, where we're going, right? So the path for Pewaukee. I mean, where do you see it? Who do you see are the big challenges to get to Green Bay?
Yeah, I think, but let's talk regular season a little bit first. And we do have a couple of games that I think are going to be really interesting to see what they look like, and teams that you might be familiar with. Circle the calendar. I want to say January 21st, Kettle Moraine Lutheran, a smaller school, but a school that is just tough and challenging. That's going to be a big one. And then Whitefish Bay, probably an odds-on favorite in the Division II, with Tosa East and Notre Dame and Pewaukee all playing up in Division I. I'm very interested to see how our group responds against some of those lineups that are really led by guards that can really control the ball. So those two games, we'll have Kettle Moraine here. I want to say it's on the 21st. Don't quote me on that one, here in Pewaukee. And then we'll have Whitefish Bay later in the season as well. Those are two tests that I'm really interested in seeing how our Pirates respond against some different-looking teams that can put pressure on you with just 5 guards on the floor at all times.
Kettle Moraine Lutheran, I know we played them, and I've seen them a few times. And Mackenzie Lowering was always one of my favorite players, and she's now playing Division I basketball. Her sister, who's a sophomore, she's phenomenal. I mean, she's a great player. Now, I will tell you that they're a young team, right? And that's where a game against Pewaukee, Kettle Moraine Lutheran is going to learn a lot about themselves. They're really good. I think they can compete with anybody. Division I, Division II, it doesn't matter. Division III. But I do think the height is going to bother them. Pewaukee's height's there. Now, Whitefish Bay, Rowan, Council, she's the kid that I love. She's a great player. Obviously a Laker. You got Maddie Volpe, who can shoot the ball. You got Burkemper, 2 Burkempers on there on that team. Whitefish Bay's got a lot of talent. I don't know if they've got the overall depth that Pewaukee can present to them. I call this the Burkemper Bowl, even though John and Dave aren't a part of the girls' programs, but they've been part of both programs for so long. It'll be interesting to see. I'm hoping I'm able to make it to the Kettle Moraine Lutheran. That's one of my favorite teams. They're great.
They do have a really nice team, and that will be a fun one for us. My normal partner, Casey Lauer, is going to do that one with me. That's his niece.
Oh, really?
On Hayden Lauer on
Kettle
Moraine Lutheran. So that'll be a fun one. But those are a couple I'm looking forward to. John, you're welcome back anytime. The Moorhawks aren't in play. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
This has been fun, and like I said, you've been really a good luck charm for the Pirates, because this was a very, very big statement against a team that broke the hearts of Pirate Nation last year. So great to see the W. We will be back looking ahead. I want to do that because it's always such a strange time of year. But we'll have a couple of games coming back out of the break here. We've got Pius coming in, which will be a challenge. Probably the biggest contender alongside Wisconsin Lutheran in the Woodland West Conference for us.
Can I talk about Pius for a second?
You can. Well, I'm bringing up the official what's coming on next here for anybody who's still listening. But what do you know about Pius, John?
Very athletic, very good team, very fast team. They've got great guard play. Well, the thing that people don't understand is maybe their best player is recovering from an ACL injury, and Kaylee McGowan, who's a 2029. She's arguably a top 3, top 4 player in the state as a 2029. But Pius has really exceeded expectations. They lost all those guards. They brought some, they've got some of their sophomores and juniors that have stepped up. I watched them play against Wisconsin Lutheran, and that was an incredible game. If you haven't seen it, W7's got that. Gary's got that.
Yeah, I did see the end of it down to the wire.
That was a game. And Wisconsin Lutheran, unbelievable team too. So
excellent.
All right,
we'll
Kurt.
have that one coming up next week. Thanks again, John. Thank you all for joining us out there. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and we'll catch you here with the Pius game coming up, and then the boys on January 9th that I mentioned. Wisconsin Lutheran, 2-time defending state champion and arch rival, mortal enemy of our boys team. Wisconsin Lutheran Vikings will be in here on Friday as well. We'll have them both.
If you haven't seen London Hollis play, check her out. She's phenomenal.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
That was fun. Yay. Better than having to sit up there with Derek.
Wow. I gotta get this thing. I don't think it'd be that. They didn't win by that much.
No, that was.